Hi, everybody. Let's do a practice quiz with the type of questions that are asked on the Duolingo English Test that affect the Comprehension Subscore. I'll give you the same amount of time to do this as you would have on the actual Duolingo English Test. Then I'll go over the answers and I'll give you some tips. Then we will end with another practice quiz. So let's just go ahead and get started. Word 1, blue, blue. Word 2, close, close. Word 3, plaisantant, plaisantant. Word 4, poil, poil. Word 5, pollution, pollution. Word 6, solutions, solutions. Word 7, krill, krill. Word 8, sympathy, sympathy. Word 9, rye, rye. They looked up at the sky and saw a million stars. They looked up at the sky and saw a million stars. They looked up at the sky and saw a million stars. They looked up at the sky and saw a million stars. Let's take a look at the answers. For this listen and select, I've written out all that I said. I highlighted the check marks to indicate the real words. Plaisantant, poil, and pollution are all made-up words, but the rest are correct. For my tips, this question can appear 3 to 7 times on the test. For this question, I think you should really pay attention to each syllable. Fake words may have just one syllable that is different from a real word. I added a syllable for plaisantant. If I had said pleasant, it would have been a word. But if you changed the P in poil to an R, that would have been a real word, royal. So it's important to pay attention to even small details within syllables. Pollution would have been a word if I had said pollution. So while taking the test, I advise that you really only select the words that you know are real. If you have any doubt, don't choose the word. You can play each word as many times as you want, but remember, there's a time limit of 1.5 minutes. To study for this test, I recommend that as you study vocabulary words, play the audio of those words. That way you're hearing the words actually pronounced. Most dictionaries now have that option to choose an audio, so take advantage of that while you're studying the words. Also, regularly listen to English as you read along. It helps you learn how words are pronounced. And actually, that improves your overall reading when you read aloud and your general pronunciation. The read and select question will also appear 3 to 7 times on the test. You can see that my answers are highlighted in yellow. The mistakes in these words are really in the spelling. I'll put the correct spelling up on the screen so that you can see them. I think you should pause the video and really look at that correct spelling. My tips for this question type are, first, don't try to guess based on how many words you think should be right compared to wrong. This is totally random. Just trust your judgment. Select the words that you know are real. Words could be completely fake, or they could just be misspelled. But either way, that would not be considered an actual word. So really, pay attention to the details. For this, the best practice is to review words by reading. You can either read vocabulary lists, or you can read articles online. Just read anything that you're interested in. For the listen and type question, this is a dictation, and it also can appear 3 to 7 times on the test. What I said was, they looked up at the sky and saw 1,000,000 stars. My advice is type out what you hear first, then replay it and compare it again to what you wrote. You can play this audio a total of 3 times on the test, and you do this by clicking the orange speaker. Practice for this question by doing actual dictations. I have some on this YouTube page, but there are just so many out there. You can type in dictation practice in English, and then just practice by doing dictations. The C test is also repeated up to 3 to 7 times on the test. For this particular practice, the answer is, parrotlets are a group of the smallest New World parrot species, comprising several genera. They have stocky bills and short tails, and are endemic to Middle and South America. In the wild, parrotlets live in flocks, ranging in size from about 4 to over 100 birds. Most species travel in flocks of about 5 to 40. They form lifelong, tight pair bonds with their chosen mates. My advice is to read the whole passage overall. As you go along, type in the words you know, then go back and read it again, filling in more and more words with each read-through. You can think about the context clues to help you answer this question type. And sometimes, remember, words can repeat more than once. Practice using the backspace or the delete button to delete a letter. And I do actually recommend taking the practice test on the Duolingo English Test site multiple times, because sometimes times the difficulty with this question is just getting used to the format and how to fill in the right blanks. For studying, I think it's great practice to make your own C-test questions. You can go to Wikipedia or any news site, copy a paragraph, leave the first and last sentence intact, and then break apart every other word, break it into half. Then in a day or two, go back and fill in your answers again. It really helps you to see how words are commonly broken down. It may seem time-consuming to do this, but you will learn a lot by making these questions. All right, I am going to give you one more set of practice questions. Let's see how you do. Word 1, sression. Sression. Word 2, hockey. Hockey. Word 3, relevator. Relevator. Word 4, inkling. Inkling. Word 5, spoon. Spoon. Word 6, cost. Cost. Word 7, tellicient. Tellicient. Word 8, ferent. Ferent. Word 9, breathless. Breathless. We need to rent a room for our party. We need to rent a room for our party. We need to rent a room for our party. We need to rent a room for our party. All right, our correct words are hockey, inkling, spoon, cost, and breathless. The real words in this list are disabled, jealous, lawyer, vibrant, fairies, detrimental, spool, allay, laboratory, grudge, luxury, and hype. The statement I said was, we need to rent a room for our party. The answer to the C test is, Dorothea Lange was an American photographer. Her work greatly influenced later documentary photographers. Documentary photographers take pictures of actual events. Lange was known for making images she captured during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Her photographs humanized the consequences of this economic disaster. You did a great job with studying today. Remember that you are doing a great job. And I wish you all the luck in the world. And I hope that you have a very successful Duolingo English test. And I hope you have a wonderful time studying abroad. Let me know in the comments what country you're planning to go to. I find it so interesting to see what your plans are. All right, until next time. Bye.